Hi, everyone. Welcome back to English Podcast Home.
Hello, everyone. We're so happy to have you here with us today.
Today's topic is improving your English speaking with real conversations.
Yes, we will practice simple, natural, and real-life English together.
So make sure you listen carefully and try to speak with us.
And don't forget to like, comment, and share this video.
Also, subscribe to our channel for more English learning content.
Let's get started and improve your English together.
Hi, Sarah. Today, let's talk about improving English with real conversations.
That sounds great, Adam. Many learners understand English, but they struggle to speak.
Yes, exactly. Speaking requires daily practice, not just listening or reading. Many people watch videos, but they don't try to speak.
I agree. If you only listen, your brain understands, but your mouth doesn't get practice. Speaking is like a muscle. You need to use it every day.
That's a great point. The best way is to use simple sentences daily in your normal life.
Yes, even very basic sentences can help a lot. You don't need difficult vocabulary to start speaking.
For example, instead of staying silent, try to say something small in English.
Right. Even saying, I am going to the market, or I am eating food is a good start.
Exactly. These simple sentences build your confidence step by step.
And when you repeat them daily, your speaking becomes natural.
Another important thing is to speak without fear. Many learners are afraid of making mistakes.
That's true. They think too much before speaking, and then they say nothing.
But mistakes are not bad. In fact, mistakes are part of learning.
Absolutely. Every mistake teaches you something new.
For example, if you say a sentence incorrectly, next time you will say it better.
Yes, and slowly your English will improve without pressure.
Also, try to speak English with yourself if you don't have a partner.
That's a very useful tip. You can describe what you are doing, like, I am walking, I am cooking, or I am studying.
This method helps you think in English instead of translating from your native language.
Exactly. Thinking in English is very important for fluent speaking.
Another idea is to practice daily routines in English.
For example, in the morning you can say, I woke up at 7 a.m. Now I am brushing my teeth.
And at night, you can say, today was a busy day. I learned new words.
That's a great way to build a habit of speaking.
Also, don't try to be perfect from the beginning.
Yes, perfection comes later. First, focus on speaking.
Even native speakers make mistakes sometimes.
That's true, so learners should not feel shy or embarrassed.
Confidence is more important than perfect grammar.
And practice is more important than talent.
If you practice every day, even for 5 to 10 minutes, you will see improvement.
Yes, consistency is the key. Small steps every day bring big results.
So start speaking today. Don't wait for the perfect time.
Exactly. Start with simple sentences and keep going.
And remember, speaking English is a journey.
Enjoy the process and keep practicing every day.
Let's imagine a real-life situation. You meet a friend after a long time.
Okay, I can say, hi, long time no see, how have you been?
That's perfect. Then your friend may reply, I've been good. What about you?
And I can answer, I'm doing well, just busy with work.
Great. This is how real conversations happen in daily life.
Yes, short and natural sentences are the key to sounding fluent.
Many learners try to use long and difficult sentences, but that is not necessary.
Exactly. In real life, people usually speak in simple and clear sentences.
Let's continue this conversation. After saying busy with work, what can you say next?
I can ask a question like, what about you? What are you doing these days?
Excellent. Asking questions keeps the conversation alive.
Yes, if you don't ask questions, the conversation can stop quickly.
That's right. Communication is not just speaking, it's also listening and responding.
Let's try another situation. Imagine you are at a shop.
Good idea. You can start with, hello, how much is this?
and the shopkeeper might say, "It's $10."
Then you can respond, "Okay, I'll take it," or "That's a bit expensive."
Yes, these are very common real-life sentences.
Now, let's think about another situation, meeting someone new.
I can say, "Hi, my name is Sarah. Nice to meet you."
And the other person may say, "Nice to meet you too. Where are you from?"
Then I can answer, "I'm from my city. What about you?"
Perfect. This is a natural and friendly conversation.
I think practicing these situations helps learners feel more confident.
Absolutely. When you practice real situations, you are ready for real life.
Another important thing is tone and expression.
Yes, speaking is not only about words, but also how you say them.
For example, saying, "Really?" with interest makes the conversation more engaging.
That's true. It shows you are active and interested in the conversation.
Also, using small expressions like, "Oh, nice," or "That's great," makes you sound natural.
Exactly. These small phrases are very powerful in communication.
Learners should practice these daily with friends or even alone.
Yes, you can practice in front of a mirror or record your voice.
That will help you improve your confidence and pronunciation.
And don't forget, consistency is very important.
Practice a little every day and you will improve step by step.
So always try to speak in real-life situations whenever you get a chance.
Yes, because real practice brings real improvement.
Now let's talk about common mistakes learners make.
Yes, this is very important because many learners don't know what they are doing wrong.
Exactly. When you understand your mistakes, you can fix them faster.
One big mistake is translating from their native language.
Yes, that makes sentences unnatural and sometimes confusing.
For example, learners first think in their own language and then translate into English.
And that process makes speaking slow and difficult.
Instead, try to think directly in English. Start with simple thoughts.
For example, think, "I am hungry," instead of translating a long sentence.
Yes, short and direct thinking improves fluency.
Another common mistake is using very difficult words.
True, many learners think that using big words makes them sound smart.
But in real life, simple English is more effective and natural.
Exactly. Native speakers also use simple and clear language.
For example, instead of saying, "I am extremely exhausted," just say, "I am very tired."
That sounds more natural and easy to understand.
Another mistake is speaking too fast or too slow.
Yes, some learners speak very fast and make many mistakes.
And others speak too slowly because they are unsure.
The best way is to speak at a comfortable and clear pace.
That helps the listener understand you better.
Another important mistake is nepravilna pronunciacja practice.
Yes, pronunciation is very important for clear communication.
If your pronunciation is not clear, people may not understand you.
That's why learners should practice pronunciation regularly.
You can listen to native speakers and repeat after them.
This technique is called shadowing, and it is very effective.
Yes, it improves both pronunciation and speaking confidence.
Another mistake is not practicing enough.
That's true. Many learners only study grammar but don't speak.
But speaking is a skill, and skills improve with practice.
Even 10 minutes of speaking daily can make a big difference.
Also, learners should not be afraid of making mistakes.
Yes, fear stops progress. Confidence helps improvement.
Try to speak freely without overthinking.
And remember, mistakes are part of the learning process.
Another tip is to learn common phrases instead of single words.
Yes, phrases help you speak more naturally.
For example, instead of just learning busy, learn "I am busy right now."
That makes your speech more complete and useful.
Also, try to listen carefully to how native speakers talk.
Yes, you can learn tone, rhythm, and natural expressions.
And then try to use those expressions in your own speaking.
This will make your English sound more natural and fluent.
So, avoid these common mistakes and focus on simple, clear communication.
Yes, and practice every day to see real improvement.
Let's give a challenge to our listeners.
Yes, this will help them practice speaking in a simple and effective way.
The challenge is very easy. Try to speak English for 2 minutes every day.
Only 2 minutes, but do it daily without skipping.
Exactly. Small daily practice can create big improvement over time.
You don't need a partner. You can practice alone, anywhere.
For example, talk about your daily routine.
Yes, you can say, "Today I woke up early and had breakfast."
Then continue, "After that, I went to work or started my study."
You can also talk about your plans.
For example, "Tomorrow I will study English and watch a podcast."
Or, "I will meet my friend and go to the market."
This simple practice helps your brain think in English.
And it makes speaking more natural day by day.
Another great tip is to describe what you see around you.
Yes. For example, "I am sitting in my room. The room is quiet."
Or, "I see a table, a chair, and a window."
This exercise improves your vocabulary and confidence.
Also, try to record your voice while speaking.
Yes, this is a very powerful technique.
When you listen to your recording, you can find your mistakes.
For example, you may notice pronunciation problems or pauses.
And next time, you can try to improve those areas.
This helps you become more aware of your speaking.
Another idea is to repeat the same topic every day.
Yes, and try to speak better than the previous day.
For example, today you speak for 2 minutes, tomorrow try 3 minutes.
Step by step, your confidence will grow.
Also, don't worry if you make mistakes while speaking.
That's normal. Everyone makes mistakes while learning.
The important thing is to keep speaking without stopping.
And don't judge yourself too much. Just focus on improvement.
Another fun idea is to imagine a conversation.
Yes, pretend you're talking to a friend.
You can ask questions and answer them yourself.
For example, "How was your day?" "It was great."
This makes practice more interesting and realistic.
Also, try to use new words you learn every day.
Yes, using new vocabulary in speaking helps you remember it better.
And it makes your English more powerful and expressive.
Remember, the goal is not perfection, but progress.
Yes, focus on speaking more, not speaking perfectly.
If you practice every day, even for a short time, you will improve.
Absolutely. Consistency is the key to success.
So, start your 2-minute speaking challenge today.
And keep going every day without giving up.
All right, everyone, that's the end of today's episode.
We hope you enjoyed this podcast and learned something new.
Keep practicing your English every day. Don't give up.
And don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with your friends.
Also, subscribe to our channel for more helpful English lessons.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.